Wow. That's it. We are live, guys. Thank you so much. Before I start, I would like to say that happy Father's Day to every father all around the world. And tonight, again, it will be something so powerful. And I want you guys to really connect. And if you just get into that page now, you see the play button, just press play. So you should be able to see me live. And it's so important to understand why it's so crucial for everybody to understand how to publish their book all around the world. Just want to make sure there's nobody on Facebook connected. I will go a little bit in more details this time because it's been like week number 3. So if you haven't watched the replay, I will review what I said before, and then I will come a little bit deeper in the concept of content. Most people, they don't have a concept of content, and so they don't really know what to do and how to utilize social media to the maximum. Thank you. So we need to keep going at it and understand that the book can change your life forever. Okay? Here I will just always use something because I will take a lot of examples. So make sure that you turn off your phone and you are just about to take some notes. I will go a little bit deeper, make sure that you understand the concept. And before I start it, let me just talk about the 4 major points that I will teach on tonight, and then I will come back to the process of it, okay? So let me just make sure that everything is working properly here. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So that here, perfect. Okay, so the 4 points I will teach on tonight are traditional publishing versus self-publishing. Number 2, publishing is not marketing. Number 3, distribution is not selling, and the importance of broadcasting your content. What's the same point that we work it down. And number 4, the most important part of this webinar is develop a custom digital strategy to build a media empire. It's extremely important for us to understand why we need to build a media empire, okay? So before I start it, let me tell you a story that something happened a few days ago. If you are a speaker, if you are a preacher, or if you are an author, it is illegal for you to have an event in 2015 after today, or even this year, to have an event and posting picture of your event and thinking that that is enough. You cannot have that. You have to make sure that you have some video content of your event where people are going to be able to go and purchase that event or access that event by downloading that event and giving you your email. Their email address, so you can keep in contact with them when you have new product to sell. You cannot have a live event in 2015 without offering online or on the place where you have your event where people can purchase your product. How you can come talk about a product and services and you don't have a display at a venue or give people digital access from their internet device. A phone is an internet device. An iPad is an internet device where people can access your content. How you can do that over and over and over again. I just had a powerful session a few days ago with one of my clients who was making a year more than $1 million a year. And my client was trying to ask me, said, Darcy, I don't understand why my social media is not picking up like my other businesses. When I talk to people, I'm selling like that, I'm making deals, I've been in business 20 years. I said, yes, people know who you are, and you got your reputation, and you have the money and a track record to prove what you have done. But when it comes to the internet, they don't really know who you are, and your system is not solidified enough where people can come and go and you can have some sale through a passive income. You don't have an online course. You don't have a payment processing system on automation. You don't have your website with all your videos on your website. You do not have a Facebook ad campaign strategy. You do not have a place where you remind people, you invite them globally, like I'm doing now, a weekly webinar when you give the opportunity of people to hear what you are as a message. You don't have that. So how do you think that people are going to be able to reach out to you? It's not going to happen. So you have to really understand that. So she said, okay, my team and I, I need you to break down what's going on so I can see exactly where I'm losing money. I said, no problem. I did a custom video and I had a section of one of my online course. I put it together with a PDF form and I will add something else. And so like, this is what you should have, but you don't. And this is what you're supposed to have, and you don't have it. So this is a list of things that you need to purchase. And it's not about only the tools. You need to invest in your company, invest in yourself to the point where people can be able to use the tools that you have for your company, but you don't have that. And that's the same principle now I'm going to talk about today. You have a book, but you're not willing to invest in your book. If you own a home, you remember the process. You have to clean your credit. You have to sacrifice for 3 or 6 months. You have to bring sometime 10,000, 12, 15, sometimes 20,000 or more, depending on the price of your house, especially if you've been approved to a 96.5 loan. So you need to bring the 3.5%. You need to have a closing cost. You invest in your house because for you it's something extremely important. But most people who invest in their house, that house don't bring them money. That's an expense. Even if you call it an asset, the asset is something who produce money over and over again. For me, my microphone is an asset because the price I purchased that microphone, I made that money maybe 30 times more by now, or even more. My online courses is a countdown. Next, my webinar, this is an asset. It brings me money every week. Every time I do a webinar, I sell copies, or people come back from all around the world from my Facebook advertising. You understand? My online course is an asset. Your book can be an asset if you invest in the front end. Most people who lost their house during the real estate boom or crash or whatever is because they got their house zeroed down. So there's no value. So when it got tough, they were not willing to make the necessary sacrifice. Not everybody, because it's different. People lost their jobs, but people who still have the same amount of money, they lost their house because they didn't invest in the first place. And when pressure came, they lost it. Same thing when I talk to authors. You have your book, you don't invest in your book. You invest producing a cute book. Your book is cute. You spend money to have a very nice cover is important. To make sure there's no typo is important. But now when it comes to sell your book, you don't have enough money to push it. That's a problem. And that's why, that's the thing I don't understand. So you cannot keep doing what you're doing like that and thinking that you will sell your book. So think about that. If you're not willing to invest $300 or $500 or $1,000, even $2,000 in something going to bring money not only for you, but for your children, is an asset in the family. That thing can be a passive income that you can pass on. Some people make $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 because of their book. And how they create a media empire in the section number 4 we talk about. Do you hear me? So you have to be willing to do those sacrifices to access this knowledge which will change your life forever. Today I have the opportunity to do what I want to do, make money online. I mean, tomorrow is Sunday. I'm going to church. I said, thank you, Jesus, for Facebook. Because Facebook, really changed my life in a good way. When people complain Facebook is a distraction, I don't like Facebook, that's them. But Facebook, that tool, made me so much money that I love Facebook. But you need to know how to utilize and invest. But you don't want to invest. If you say like somebody, that idea from the book is so powerful that it will change the life of people, you have to do it. You have to do it, but you don't want to do it. You have to invest. So before I give a strategy, I want to make sure that you need to know that you will not have a return on investment. If you invest $0, you will have zero return. Now, because I'm so generous, I give you some strategy that you can utilize even if you don't buy my course, because I believe adding value to people who are watching me, because my time is valuable. So I make sure that you having a great time too. But you need to understand that it's so crucial, okay? So now I can teach. Usually I don't do that, but I want to make sure that I prepare your mindset and say, you know what? I need to do this. So traditional publishing versus self-publishing. Again, I said before, you will go to traditional publishing, some of a publishing house in New York, and they will help you sometimes. They will give you an advance if you have a very good book, but they will keep 90% average of the revenue from your book. So how you make money? Now you have to negotiate with them to be part of a speaking bureau. Like I know Penguin got something like that from a speaking bureau. So now they book you to speak, and it starts with speaking fee start at $10,000. So if you book 2 speeches a week, you make $20,000. Even after taxes, you're still good. So now that's how you make money. Now, if your book, now you don't care now if you buy a book, if you keep the 90% of the $20 books. Now the price of a book is not important anymore, because you have speaking opportunity to those Fortune 500 company who are willing to pay you $20,000 or $10,000 to show up minimum. Some people go up to $100,000. So now your book, you can even give it for free. But now if you have a self-published book, now you need to make sure that you monetize your book by the unit or by volume or by licensing your content. And I'm teaching how to do all that in a session when you buy the course tonight, how to produce and monetize any video content, because I talk about publishing. There's a section about publishing where I'll show you how you can make your content available on Amazon, on iTunes, and get most of your money for yourself, and then establish a system that we talk about in number 4. So self-publishing, you might not have events, but you get all your money, but you need to make sure that you have to generate some money for marketing, so it can open door for speaking opportunity or doing virtual webinar like that, where the cost of producing that is almost zero, and my leverage to make money is above 100%. You understand that? So that's a leverage to use self-publishing and different platforms to be able to broadcast your message. Number 2, publishing is not marketing. When people say like, oh, my book is published, I have this publishing company, they say my book's gonna be everywhere, and they're working good, they send me a nice PowerPoint presentation, and they're good, man, they're professional. I mean, my book looks so cute. But cute will not sell when it comes to book. Okay, you need to make sure your content is good and the maximum people can have access to a sample of your content on a weekly, daily, monthly basis. It's so important to have. So publishing is not marketing. Publishing is that your book is available now. But when your book is available, you need to broadcast that message and to let people know that your book is available, so therefore they can come and buy your book. But you have to find a way to remind those people in a fresh way from different angles. It's extremely important. Number 3, distribution and broadcast. So distribution is not selling something. So your book is available everywhere, but it doesn't mean that people are going to come and buy your book. You understand that? It's crucial for you to understand. And if you don't make it like that, it will be very hard for you to be able to monetize, because the distribution is important, but you need to make sure that you have a marketing strategy who's matching your distribution. Because your book is in Japan. Oh, that's good, wonderful. But who do you know in Japan who are looking for your book in Japan? That's the question. So most people now, they got global distribution, but they don't have a global marketing strategy or the resources to be able to reach those people in those places. So it's really important for you to have that. And if you don't make it happen like that, it'll be very hard for you, okay, to have it. Number 4, develop a custom digital strategy and build a media empire. This is the most important part of that webinar. How you develop a custom digital strategy. First of all, your book needs to be available as well on Kindle. It means that if I'm in the airport and they just told me that my flight will be delayed, guess what? I have my iPad, so let me get that book that I was trying to look for it, or sometimes I read books in my phone. So now I'm even looking for something now. I have a Kindle app. So that's what I'm doing now. By clicking on the Kindle app, I just want to show you one of my clients, Misha Tichy. His book is so wonderful. So I'm accessing that from my phone. Okay, that's it. And I'm reading. You cannot see it, but you see how long it took me. I want to do it live so you can understand. And now I can read the book. On the phone, in the airport, wherever I am. I'm waiting online somewhere. I can read the book and purchase it for 10, 20 minutes. I already purchased a book. But do you know that there's so many people today who still have their book in 2015 in paperback format and possible to get it on Kindle? Make no sense. You understand that? So you have to develop a digital strategy. And until you develop your digital strategy, you will not be able to use the internet as the ultimate leverage when it comes to an author. That's what you need. Okay, it's just like, I don't know how I can say it, better. So it's really on you. So now your book is on Kindle. Number 2, you need to utilize video. So you need to have a certain equipment to have a video like I'm doing now. When you talk about your book, your content, your services on a weekly basis, so people can see you over and over and over and over again. Consistency will bring your business to a whole nother level. Because, everybody doing the same type of business, but what if it's only the top 5, top 10%? The top 5 or top 10%, they're doing what most people are not willing to do. This is Father's Day weekend. This is my weekend. What's oh my God, I'm supposed to do? But I'm doing a webinar. Why? Because I want to make sure that I'm doing everything in my power to put my business in a certain level. When my business is good, my lifestyle is good. You understand? So even on Father's Day, I'm willing to take 30 to 45 minutes to come talk to you guys, because that is important, because you are important, and because I'm authentic. Authenticity is the best leverage to sell, because that's my passion and I want you to succeed. That's why I'm doing it. Okay? So number 1, you put your book on Kindle. Number 2, you create a video. Number 3, you're doing a webinar like I'm doing now. So I will teach you how to create a webinar in my course. Number 4, you have a podcast. That I have a podcast as well. I'll show you how to create a podcast. Number 5, after a podcast, a webinar, you need to have now what we call a CRM, a content relation manager, who's connected in doing relationships that you have with your potential clients on automatic. I just did that again for another client. I automate their emails, so the sequence when somebody come in contact with them the first time in a period of 8 days. And 8 days, most of the time, that person, if they're ready, they become a client. But people try to close on the first transaction. It's not happening. Buy my book. You never talk to people on Facebook. They don't even know that you are writing a book. That's a problem. Okay? So when you have your CRM, now you need to have a custom application on Facebook. A custom application on Facebook. Again, there's a website named 22s.com. Again, I give you stuff because I want you to succeed. But again, if you don't have somebody like in my level, it'll be hard for you to implement that. And I'll show you in my course how to implement when I give it to you now on your professional page. So now you can have your webinar live on Facebook. Actually, my next webinar, by the way, will be live on Facebook. So I will give details and do a video actually to show people how they're going to be able to connect with me on Facebook. It's crucial, to do that. And then you need to develop a Facebook ad account when you promote now your weekly videos to a huge amount of people to sell access to information, free information. What you're doing, you haven't paid anything, is free. So I'm building a report with you. And the more you listen to me, the more say, you know what, this guy is the truth. I need to invest in him. Why? Because it's a long game and you always win in a long game, in a long relationship. That's how when you invest a lot of money after studying something for so long, you become the master of it because you study it over and over and over again. And then you make your investment. And when you make your investment, something you study for a long time, you master it like nobody else. That's why I did social media. That's what I want you to do tonight, to invest in yourself, to have access to this knowledge. But the top 1% of people don't even know. And when you have this information, now you become powerful because you can leverage that to a whole unlimited amount of different things. I hope it makes sense. And now I'm, willing to take your questions about your book and what you want to do, and the advantage that you will have when you get access to this course tonight. That course will teach you everything, not only on publishing, but if you have any business online, and of course you have a session with me that costs $1,000, you have this session for free. So I give you $1,000 plus my course. So go ahead if you have any questions. FB ad campaign, yes. You can have a FB ad campaign when you create. You need to have a professional page. I believe we talked about it last week. You don't even have a professional page. So if you do not have a professional page with a like, you can call your personal page a professional. But if it's not a page that you can have like, and also you have to customize your Facebook page to be able to gather this type of information when you promote something. Okay, so you need to have a professional Facebook page. Extremely important. And then you can create a Facebook ad account when you promote your campaign and your services to a customized area. You can customize that promotion only for people who live in New York, only people who live in Brooklyn, people who live in Jersey, people who live in Philly, people who live in Miami, everybody who live in the United States, people who live in Canada, people who live in Mexico, or people who live in the United States, Canada, and Mexico, and Australia, and England only. I want people who live in Nigeria and South Africa and Gabon only. Or I want worldwide. So you can do different things, and right now is the best system that you can have. And most people they don't know how to utilize that. It's the best system that you can have online. It's even better than what people call the Google ad. Like it was like 4 or 5 years ago was the best thing, but now there's no algorithm who's the best when it comes to a thing. Okay. Yes, so I want to do an ad to recruit resell, and I want to do an ad to bring more people to my website. Do I have to buy two different ad places? Yes, you need to have two. You need to buy two different ads from Facebook to do that, because because to do different places. You have a page, yes, okay. I have a separate page from my profile page. Yes, so if you have a separate professional page where people can like the page, okay, yeah, you can do that, of course. Any more questions? It is the best to market product on your personal, professional, or weekly webinar space. Want to target frequency and interested buyer. Yes, you have to find a way to even force your audience to let them know what you're about. It means that you have a good question. You have to force them and let them know, like, look, this is what I'm about. I'm about business. So if you want to come to even my personal page, you know, I'm about business, and be consistent enough to do that as well, and create more content in a creative way with a call to action to lead them somewhere, and something always going on, and then they're gonna find out what's going on. So it's important for you to do that. Yes. And I want to target frequently interested. Yeah, weekly webinar space. Yes, you do both on your personal and professional. Both, you hit both places, because sometimes when we see a lot of traffic, you know, like the organic traffic, that's another conversation, but the organic traffic of Facebook is so low, so it's so important to do that as well. Okay. So it's so important. Okay, more questions. Good. Thanks. Okay, guys, if there's nothing else, I will cut it short tonight. Thank you so much, and make sure that you purchase the course. I know there's a lot of people in other platform who are not on the chat, but thank you so much. You know, I know like some people, they don't want to ask questions, but I'm always thankful for people who come and ask questions, because that's what let me know what type of course and what type of content I'm supposed to bring it. Okay, thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you next week. And next week, my webinar will be live on Facebook. I will give a tutorial to how you're going to be able to access it, but you're not going to have to come here on that page. You will be able to watch me directly from your Facebook page. It's going to be wonderful. It's been like about 2-3 years, 2 years last time I did that. Thank you. Bye.